Welcome back to Fire Mic Coding, and in this video we will break down the different parts of the ICD-10-CM book. Hopefully this video will help beginners for sure, help you feel more confident, because you have to understand the different parts of the book. You have to be comfortable with the book. You have to be one with the book. You feel me? Like, you have to know where everything is. You don't have to memorize everything, but you definitely have to know where to look in your book to find the information you need. So keep watching, and hopefully we can help you feel more confident and get ready for that exam. All right, so the ICD-10-CM book is broken into parts, and the parts would be official guidelines, illustrations, alphabetic index, and table of neoplasms. And then we also have table of drugs and chemicals, external causes of injury index, the tabular list, and the appendix A and B, depending on what version of the book you have. Some of them may say appendix 1 and 2. Before we get to the bigger parts of the ICD-10-CM manual, let's talk about the table of contents, which is located in the beginning of the book. For most publications, it's at the beginning of the book, but it pretty much helps you locate specific chapters and sections and guidelines within a book to help save time. Now, when you look at the table of contents and then you look past the table of contents and you see the thickness of this book, it may make you reevaluate your life and ask yourself, am I supposed to be doing this? Or am I supposed to be doing that other thing? But that's okay, because we're going to get through the rest of the sections of this book and we're going to feel better about ourselves. Next up is the official guidelines section. And in this section, there's 4 sections. So it's broken down into section 1, which would be the general coding guidelines and conventions. And it pretty much covers the basic principles for ICD-10-CM. And it includes conventions, general coding rules, things like that. Section 2 under the official guidelines section is the selection of principal diagnosis. And here it pretty much guides you on how to choose the main diagnosis for an inpatient hospital setting. In section 3, reporting additional diagnoses, here it explains how to code those secondary conditions that the patient may have. It'll include some guidelines for certain conditions that could be chronic and some other complications. And in the last section of the official guidelines would be section 4, and it is for diagnostic coding for outpatient services. Here it focuses on coding those outpatient services in those settings that could be for ER, physician offices, and clinics. The guidelines that you see here are just from 2 pages. Under the official guidelines, there are several pages. So keep that in mind when you're looking in your book. All right, so moving on to the next section of the ICD-10-CM manual is the anatomical illustrations. And man, are they beautiful. They did a great job with these pictures. Here, the purpose of this section is to help you visually understand these body systems and the structures and the organs. This will help you to code with accuracy, because you'll be able to understand laterality, the body regions. It'll show some skeletal structures and muscle groups. It'll just help you, and it will support you during your learning, but as well as your coding. It helps to enhance your understanding pretty much of injuries and conditions. The next section is the alphabetic index, and here it is designed to help the coder quickly find the diagnosis code by searching for the condition. It has the conditions listed, the diseases, injuries, all of those, including symptoms, in alphabetical order. If you look at the picture, you'll see I added white tabs. That's what I do to help me quickly get to the section I need to. Most people do this, but everybody does not do this. This is not something you have to do. You don't have to go buy little tabs or anything like that. Other than that, the alphabetic index also includes some subterms that help you find more specific details, such as the location or the type of condition. So the next section of the ICD-10-CM manual is the external causes of injuries index. And here it is used to help identify the codes that explains how and where an injury, a health condition, or even poisoning occurred. It is usually non-medical details about an incident, so it could be the place of occurrence. Was it at home? Did it happen in a public area? The activity. Was it a sports activity? Was it a job? The cause. Was it a fall? Was it a motor vehicle accident? Was it assault? So that's where this section comes in handy. Now, when you use this section, you still have to refer to the tabular list. Next is the Neoplasm Table, and this table helps you to quickly find the diagnosis code for tumors and as well as the location. These tumors may be malignant, benign, uncertain, or unspecified. All right, so we're almost done with the breakdown of the ICD-10-CM book. Hang in there. Next up is the table of drugs and chemicals. This table helps to identify codes for underdosing of medications, toxic substances, adverse effects, poisonings, all kind of things. Is listed from alphabetical order by the drug name and chemical name. And it's listed into 6 categories. There's poisoning that's accidental, aka unintentional, poisoning due to intentional self-harm, poisoning due to assault, poisoning undetermined, adverse effect, and underdosing. The tabular list. This might be the section that you're more familiar with in your manual. It has the diagnosis codes that are organized in numerical order. It includes more detailed information about the condition, which would be instructions, sequencing rules. There are some guidance notes and rules in there. But the tabular list is divided into 21 chapters that covers each body system or the type of condition. This could be disorders, injuries, things like that. And the codes are listed numerically from A to Z. All right. So we made it to the end. We're on Appendix A and B. And honestly, this part is just going to depend on the version of ICD-10-CM book that you have. It's going to depend on the publisher. In some publishing, it has additional information on explaining codes and symbols, explaining those exclude notes, and even on how to use the alphabetic index and the tabular list. But in other versions, it'll have a list of Z codes for long-term drug use. It'll have a summary of ICD-10-CM code changes that were either revised, deleted, or even new for that current year. But essentially, this area is used as a reference tool to help you code efficiently. Want more medical coding tips? Subscribe now and join me on this journey to success. See you in the next video.